Welcome to this session. Develop an authoritative voice to be heard and respected as a female executive in a male-dominant working environment. This is Cynthia, your voice coach. I have helped clients from 46 countries, all across 5 continents, to develop a powerful voice so they can be heard and respected. I'm also a professional speaker. I have spoken in 5 continents as well, over 18 countries. In the next 25 minutes, you are going to pick up the skills and techniques that will help you develop a powerful and authoritative voice so that whenever you speak, whoever you are speaking with, and wherever you speak, you will always be heard and be respected. A client of mine, Avon, she is a senior executive, and she was the only woman in the boardroom whenever there was a meeting. And she was very frustrated that she had a soft voice, and whenever she spoke, her male colleagues didn't pay much attention and also didn't respect her opinions. Then we worked on her voice over a period of time. And when we were about to finish working together, she was very excited. And she said, now I could see they wanted to hear from me. And they even asked me what my opinion was. Have you ever been in Avon's situation that your voice was soft or even high-pitched or lacks power? And whenever you spoke, be it to speak with your male colleagues or male clients, you realize that they didn't pay much attention or they didn't give the respect that you deserve. And that's what you're going to find out, what you can do to overcome that. In my working with my female clients, I have realized there are a few common voice problems. Number 1, a soft voice. Whenever you're speaking, people in the meeting, they will be saying, can you say that again? What did you say? They often ask you to repeat because your voice is too soft and you don't want to shout. So some of my clients, they wanted to project their voice and end up shouting. They always tell me, oh, Cynthia, I didn't like that. I don't like a shouting voice. And you don't need to. You will find out how you can project your voice to be heard without shouting. And number 2 is a high-pitched voice. Now, many people thought and many people believed that Hillary Clinton didn't win the election. One of the key issues was her high-pitched voice. So when you have a high-pitched voice, it doesn't carry the power, the authority. And so that's the second common voice problems in my female clients. And number 3 is when you are nervous, your voice will be trembling, or your voice goes high-pitched or speak fast. When you have that, you didn't project confidence, you didn't project certainty, and you didn't project credibility. So think about it, when you are seeing someone nervous and their voice is trembling, would you place the trust in that person? Probably not. So that's the third voice problem, which is when you are nervous, your voice will be trembling. Or for some of my clients, is that when they are getting emotional, their voice will also be trembling. And number 4 is what we call the Valley Girl voice. The Valley Girl voice is from a movie, Valley Girl. And in that movie, the girl, whenever she finished talking, her voice will go sounding like a question. So if you say, what's your name? And the Valley Girl voice will be like, my name is Cynthia, instead of my name is Cynthia. Can you see the difference? So the first one, in the end, the word goes up. It sounds like a question. When you end your sentence that sounds like a question, it doesn't project the certainty. It doesn't project the maturity. So that's the fourth voice problem. Now, most people have been speaking with a voice all day long, but few had paid attention to the impact their voices can make in another person. And you are in the lucky position that you are stepping out of what you have known to see that, oh, there is so much you can develop about your voice. So with all these voice problems you have, you can change that. Change that meaning that if you have a soft voice, you can have a stronger voice that projects in a bigger room without shouting. If you have a high-pitched voice, you can have the optimum pitch. You can change that. You don't have to live with a voice that you were born with. And the better thing is that not only you can change your voice, but also you will not change to another person. So most of the times my clients will be asking, oh, Cynthia, I don't want to become another person. You won't, because when you are developing your voice, you are actually developing a better version of yourself. You will not become another person. Instead, you will become a better version of yourself. So what kind of voice that we are developing that will help you have all these voice problems solved and also develop a better version of yourself? And the answer is a full voice. A full voice. What is a full voice? So I'm going to demonstrate to you a voice that is not full. Well, this has been the voice you've been hearing for the past 10 minutes, I suppose. And I'm going to demonstrate you another voice. You see, what's the difference? So now, another voice. This is another voice. Can you hear any difference from the voice you've been hearing? Well, I suppose you could hear the difference, right? So this is my voice. This is my habitual voice, meaning that I am using this voice as my habit. This is my second nature. So in my classes, sometimes the participants will be asking, wow, Cynthia, do you often switch on and off in these two voices? The answer is no, you don't, I don't, and you will not either switch on and off. So once you develop the full voice, the voice will be with you for the rest of your life because it will become your second nature. Now we come back to the differences, and you realize that that voice is a little bit thin and it's a little bit high-pitched. It lacks maturity. If you didn't hear the difference, I'm going to demonstrate you again. This is another voice. Can you hear the difference? Now you hear that the voice is very thin, a bit high-pitched, and also very young. So a full voice is a voice that's projected with your full body, not just coming from here. So the thin voice I was demonstrating is a voice that's only coming from as if this part of your body. And that is the thin voice. A full voice is a voice that's coming from your full body. So when you develop this voice, your voice will be much more confident. Your voice will be much more authoritative, much more credible. And what's even better is that it is also more authentic, because the process of developing a full voice is not just working on your voice. It is also to work on you, because a full voice starts to connect your whole body. When you're speaking with a thin voice, inside of your body, you are disconnected. You are only using part of your body to project the voice. You are disconnected. Think about it. If you are disconnected, then when you're talking to other people, it is also not connected fully. And that's why that no matter how much people have accomplished in their lives, they are still not fulfilled because something's missing. And the missing part is the disconnection you have with yourself. So when we are working on your full voice, you get reconnected with yourself. You get reconnected with who you are. And then when you're talking to other people, you become more engaged, more connected. And that's why for a lot of my clients, when they started to speak with a full voice, they realize not only they sound better, but also they feel better. They feel better themselves. At the same time, they started to feel the influence they have on other people. So isn't it incredible? Because when you are developing your voice, you're not just developing this tool to convey information. You are actually working on your body, which will affect your mind, which will also affect people around you. So that's why I am very passionate about the voice work, because I am not only helping you to develop a better voice projection, I am helping you to be more connected with who you are, more connected with yourself, and more influence on people around you. So that's what you're going to develop, a full voice. Well, with so much you can benefit from a full voice. Will the process be challenging? Well, the answer is no. When you develop your full voice, when you started to engage more of your body to speak, moving from a head voice, which is a voice coming from here, to kind of like a heart voice, which is in the center of your body, a heart voice. So we're going to help you develop moving from a head voice to a heart voice, developing a full body engaged voice. To do that, if we make it into a technical process, it is a 3-step process. So I make it very simple, a 3-step process. And of course, under each step, there are also about 3 to 4 steps. So there are a total 9 or 10 steps. And in this limited time, we don't have time to cover every step. So I invite you to go to my website. And on my website, you will be able to download a step-by-step system that I developed. And you will also be going into that steps with practices. So let me show you where you can get these free video lessons that I developed. So here you go, and this is the website, bit.ly/voice crash course, all lowercase. So this is where you can get the free video lessons that I have developed to lead you through all these different steps with practices that you can do. So today, with the limited time, we are going to help you with some quick changes you can make. Once you go back to your work, once you go back to your daily life, when you're speaking on Zoom, when you're speaking over the phone. Sounds good? So to understand that, we have to see that these common speaking problems that you might be making. Now, first, we mentioned, which is the Valley Girl voice. The Valley Girl voice. It is that when you're speaking, you are ending the sentence sounding like a question. So I'm going to make an introduction, and I'm going to make an introduction in 2 ways. You're going to see which the difference, and also which one sounds more confident, more credible, more certain. So the first one is, good morning. My name is Cynthia. I'm a voice coach. And the second one, good morning. My name is Cynthia. I'm a voice coach. Well, can you hear the difference? Yes, because the second one, every sentence what we call the inflection. Inflection, how you end your sentence. How you end your sentence is inflection. For every sentence in the second one, the inflection is going up. We call that the upward inflection. So when you're speaking every sentence that sounds like a question, it doesn't project the confidence. It doesn't project the certainty. And so that's what you want to avoid the next time when you're speaking. And how to avoid that? Well, the first thing is that you are going to record yourself. Because most of the times my clients will be telling me, oh, Cynthia, I think I'm not using upward inflection. It's all downward. Downward is the first demonstration that I did, which is all end in statement. So my clients, they didn't know they were using upward inflection until they started to record themselves. So if you want to improve your voice, you must be ruthlessly hard on yourself in recording. Not only recording, but also have the courage to face the reality. So most of my clients, once they recorded their voices, they will say, oh, no, I don't want to listen. You listen. Because like you, they have listened to themselves sometimes, and they didn't like that voice. Well, you might be thinking that which one is my true voice? The recorded one or the one you hear while you are speaking? And the answer is, they are both your true voice. They are both your true voice. The reason they sound different is because that they are vibrating in different medium. Now we know voice is vibration. Voice is vibration. So voice is very physical. That's why earlier on we're saying we're working on your body, because voice is physical. To develop your voice, you need to get physical. And when you are recording yourself, the medium that your voice is vibrating in is the air. And when you're hearing yourself, the voice is vibrating in the solid, the liquid, in our brain, in our body. So that's why the result you heard, they are different. Now, when people are listening to you on a daily basis, what's the medium that your voice is vibrating in? Well, the same as the recorded one, which is the air. So if you want to know how terrible you sound to others, you must listen to your recording. Imagine you are already disliking your own voice. How much struggle you have put other people in. So in order to know how much trouble you have put other people in, you first need to listen to your voice. So that's a side assignment, which is to record your voice and have the courage to face the reality and listen back. So that's how you will know that whether you are using this upward inflection. Now, the other question that my clients would have is, oh, if I don't use upward inflection, would I sound too demanding? Would I sound less friendly? Well, you have seen that in the first example I gave. Did it sound demanding? No, right? So you're not going to say, good morning, my name is Cynthia, I'm a voice coach. This is demanding, but we are not using that. And the first demonstration I gave was, good morning, my name is Cynthia, I'm a voice coach. They are all statements. They are all downward inflection, but they don't sound demanding. So it's also, of course, the tone you are using. The tone you are using is not this demanding tone. So I would recommend you to use more of this downward inflection, so you project more confidence. At the same time, you can still project more friendliness if the situation needs. So you will not become so demanding. So that's the first biggest issue and its solution, to help you sound more confident more certain, which is less upward inflection like a valley girl, instead more downward inflection in the statement. Number two, the second biggest voice issue and how we can solve that. Well, the second biggest issue for most people is that when they are speaking, they always forget to breathe. And then when they couldn't breathe, when they're speaking so fast, at the end, their voice is not supported by the breath, like what I'm demonstrating now. So I am exaggerating, but I do see that so common, which is that you are just speaking and never take another breath in, and or you're speaking too fast using the breath without taking the breath in. At the end, you don't have air to support your voice. You will end up like speaking in this way. The voice is like scratching, right? So we call that the vocal fry. It's like something frying in this pan. So it's voice only frying in your vocal cords without breath support. So that's the second very common mistake I saw. So how do we solve that? Is that when you're speaking, you must make sure that you have time to take another breath in. So in today's limited time, we don't have time to go into the proper breath. But I do encourage you to download the 3-part free video lesson that I gave you on the crash course. To get that video course, you will need to sign up. And you can unsubscribe at any time. So that's the 3-part crash course. And in that crash course, I will be leading you through the proper breathing practice. So today, what you are going to do is to learn, even without breathing properly, how you can change these voice problems. So the second one, vocal fry, which is going to be with the third one, the solution will help you solve the second and the third voice problem. So the second one we mentioned that is you don't have air left. At the end, you are just speaking in this way. So now I am speaking without breath support. It sounds quite normal, right? And then it's just the voice. It's not going to project. And I started to feel tension build up here. And then you probably will take a huge breath afterwards. So the solution to the second voice problem, which is vocal fry, is the same to the third one. To review the solution, I would illustrate what the third voice problem is. The third voice problem is, again, I am going to demonstrate 2 different ways of speaking. You see which one sounds more confident, more relaxed. So again, self-introduction. The first one, good morning. My name is Cynthia. I'm a voice coach. And the second one, good morning. My name is Cynthia. I'm a voice coach. Okay, can you hear the difference? If you couldn't hear the difference, could you tell which one sounds more confident? Well, didn't hear the difference? I will demonstrate again. First one is, good morning. My name is Cynthia. I'm a voice coach. Second one, good morning. My name is Cynthia. I'm a voice coach. Well, you might find the second one, the volume is smaller and it sounds monotonous. It sounds a little bit fast. These are results. What created these results was I took a breath in, but I'm not going to use the breath. I'm just going to hold my breath and speak. When I hold my breath and speak, this is how I sound. It sounds quite normal. And you might have heard that in many other people. Or you might be the one who is holding your breath and speak, like what I have been demonstrating all this time, about less than a minute. And then you will need to take a huge breath in afterwards. So you see, the impression people get might be you're holding something you don't want to share, which is true, because when we're speaking, we are not holding something. We're not holding the breath. We need to let the breath go. So the third most common issue is that when people are speaking, they're holding the breath and speak. When they're holding the breath and speak, this is how you sound like. It can sound very normal, right? Now, this is not just happening to some people, like people who are nervous. To my surprise as well, in my clients, this is very common. So again, I would like to have you record yourself and then see when you are holding your breath and speak. So when you realize you're holding your breath and speak, and the second voice problem as well, when you realize you are speaking without breath support, end up with vocal fry, what you can do is not breathe in. So most people will say, oh, I'll take a breath in. No, it's not breathing in. It is breathe out. So when you realize you're holding your breath and speak, what you are going to do is you are going to breathe out. So see, you're not going to pause to purposely breathe out. Instead, you are breathing out on one word. So like what I'm demonstrating, you're breathing out on the word breathe out. So that it saves you time and save you the awkwardness to take a breath in. So that's how you solve this problem. Okay, so we are going to demonstrate how you are going to do this in any other sentence. For example, one of the paragraphs we often use is Winston Churchill's speech. So let's use this sentence. The sentence is, I can answer in one word, victory. So if I'm going to use all the wrong way to do that, it will be, I can answer in one word, victory. No power, right? Or I'm going to hold my breath and say, I can answer in one word, victory. So you see that the power, the authority is lost. So what we're going to do is, if you realize you're holding your breath, what you can do is, I can answer in one word, victory. So can you realize? I was holding the breath in the first few words. And then after that, I purposely use more breath on the word one, so that my breath is going out. One more time. I can answer in one word, victory. So you see, it sounds very normal as well. It's not like one word. So it's very normal. And that's what you're going to do, which is to breathe out on certain words. Well, now you have three voice problems, most common voice problems, and two very quick techniques that will make a big difference in your voice. And what are the two solutions? Number one, if you realize that you are holding your breath or you're not having the breath to support your voice, end up in vocal fry, you're going to breathe out on the keyword. Breathe out when you speak the keyword, like I can answer in one word. Number two, if you realize you have the upward inflection, you are going to change them into the downward inflection. So those are the two quick techniques to help you solve three most common voice problems without breathing properly yet. When you can breathe properly, you can make even more difference in the impact that your voice can make. Well, with this short time period, I hope that you can pick up these important techniques and practice, because ideas are worthless if you don't practice. If you want to work with me, so I work with people both online and offline. I have an office in Silicon Valley, Sunnyvale. And if you want to work with me, if you want to keep in touch with me, let me leave you with my contact information. So let me share with you my contact information. So this is my website, powerfulexecutivevoice.com, where you can find a lot of articles and also my social media platforms. I would recommend YouTube. On YouTube, right now, we have 39K subscribers. And I'm sure that we are going to reach 40 very soon. And not only just the number of the subscribers, but also all these videos I have on YouTube. There are over 130 videos. So that's where I would recommend to continue the study. Okay, so let me stop share. It is my pleasure to share with you the power of your voice and what small changes you can do to make a big difference in your voice. I might be the first person that you have ever learned about the power of your voice, but this is only the beginning. And I hope you start pay more attention to your voice, to how you speak, to the impact you can make with your voice. Stay connected.